Well, it's been cold and rainy and nasty and icy, and I've ran out of excuses to stay inside. I just had to bundle up and suffer through it. Miss B's getting tired of being alone out here. All right, Miss B. These poor old chickens are missing me. You want to say hi, Miss B? Hi, sweetheart. Have you missed me? Did I need to come spend some time with you? Not going to be able to lay blocks. It is still below freezing. It's going to be that way, it looks like, for a little while. But I do need to cut off the top section of that wall where that slab is going to tie on. I need to get it 4 inches down below grade. That way, once I pour that 4-inch slab on the top, I'll be able to run my anchor bolts in to tie into my seal board, and everything will just flow. And then those joists will actually end up laying on top of that cellar area back there. So let's see if I can get this done in the cold. What are you doing, crazy? Are you pretty excited about me being out here? What you got on your nose? What have you got on your nose? Now it is a chilly willy bugger bear out here, but I had to get out of the house. I didn't care how cold it was. I know we've got some sub-zero temps coming here in a few days, and that's not going to be any fun. I will stay in the house for those for sure. Something else I was going to show you here. I went and grabbed this pile of lumber the other day. I found a local gentleman. I say local, it was almost a 45-minute drive for me. But he had some rough cut, and it's green, it's not dry, but he had 2x4s and 2x6s and stuff like that. And I grabbed a bunch of 2x4s and 4x4s cheap, because everybody knows the lumber market right now is off the charts. It's unbearable to even think about what the lumber prices are. $3 a piece for 2x4s and $9 for these 4x4s that I got off of him, and all that'll get used to build my forms to pour this concrete ceiling in. I got breath freezing in my mustache. I must be. But cheap compared to what it was going to cost me at Lowe's. I did have to get a couple of sheets of OSB, and it broke my heart to pay $32 a sheet for 2 sheets. That was $60 for OSB for 2 sheets, and it's just... And I know we're going to have to wait on this house. I've been watching the stock market, trying to watch the lumber, because it's a week or two out before it makes it to the store on that transition period. But it's still climbing, and I don't foresee the lumber market coming down anytime soon, and it really scares me about how much longer we're going to have to stay in this travel trailer, because the thought of paying double or triple for lumber like it is right now, it breaks my heart. You know, a person that's trying to build out of pocket and save and pay cash, and then they triple the prices on him about the time he's ready to go. It's heartbreaking. But it is what it is, and if we have to wait, we're going to wait, because I can't throw that much extra money at it. It's too hard to come by. But on this corner here, I'm going to get my level and some tapes and strings and things and figure out exactly where I want to cut this off at. Like I said, I'm going to cut that wall down 4 inches below my top grade where that wall needs to be. That way when I pour my slab, that'll bring me back up to grade, and then I can put my seal board right over the top of that. And I've got enough extension cord. You can see it hanging there down here now. So I've got power down here. I just grabbed my saws, but I wanted to show you my little pile of lumber. I was tickled to help a local gentleman out at $3 a pop for 2x4s, and it's like $9 for a 4x4 8. They're not treated, but these are true 2x4s, and they'll be great for forming this up for that ceiling. And then whatever I got left over we'll use for building the shelves and stuff inside of that. I've got another pile of 2x4s up there close to where we're going to build that rabbit house. If it warms up enough to get Mama outside. She's not a big fan of being out. She was home yesterday with the ice, and we just couldn't force ourselves out to go deal with fighting around in the ice trying to get something done. So we just took a day off and spent the day together and kind of enjoyed it that way. But let me get this thing marked out and see if I can get her cut off. You gotta love doing stuff when it's an afterthought. But that slab on here will end up pouring in here, that way I can tie rebar into the wall and into the ceiling itself. And then everything will flow together, make it a lot stouter. Next time, we'll do it on the front end, and we won't have to go back and deal with this kind of mess. also gonna hope there's never a next time. So what I'll end up doing is building my form back here and propping up to it. That'll be for this wall, and then I'll do the same for that wall, and then the outside of those two. And then when I pour, I'll fill these top cavities at the same time that I pour the sealant, so everything will flow together smoothly. Nothing ever goes smooth for me. Oh, I think we made pretty decent use out of a pretty horrible weather day, though. Well, as you can tell by looking at me, that was absolutely a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I'm glad it's done though. Silica from that concrete is just, it's horrible to breathe. That mass did a little bit. You can see where it started collecting on my nose and everything. Whew. That's some hard breathing right there. But I'll build forms around that edge, and once I pour that concrete, that'll flush everything back up. I'll set a couple of them anchor bolts back in where they need to be, and then where this vent was over here, somewhere right in there where that vent was, that will flow over into the storm cellar. That way I've got ventilation for fresh air coming in and out of there. It's not much, but it's 1.5 inches tall or so. I'll put a couple little pipes, or I'll come up with something to put in there when I pour the concrete. That way I've got a transition of air to come and go out of there. But I think I'm fixing to pick my tools up. I think that was justifiable enough for me to do a little bit of something. I did get a bunch of stuff planted this morning. It's mid-February for me, and 7B, it's time for tomatoes. So this morning I planted inside, I don't know, 4 or 5. I'll give you a glimpse of that. We'll talk about that here in a minute when I get in the house before I let you go. I came down to check the mail here and looked over in the direction of the mountains a little bit there. I guess they had a decent little snowfall fall up there. So with our current living situation in the travel trailer, we had to get a little creative this year with our seed starting. So I threw these 2x up over the love seat on the far end down here. Kind of gave us a little platform to work off of with these 3 windows. I've got some greens going over here and some onions. I started these about 1.5 weeks ago. They're doing fantastic. Got a bunch of herbs and basil and different things like that started in here this morning. These are all the elderberries that I got from Bobblehead Homestead the other day. They're doing fantastic already. It's been about 5 days on those. Those aren't planted yet. And then I got this big guy here started this morning. We've got cherry tomatoes and beefsteak tomatoes. Some Cherokee purples, some Amish, paste tomatoes, and then I got some lettuce going in here. Some Bibb lettuce, iceberg, some butter crunch, some prize head lettuce, 3 different types of spinach going down here on this end, some Nobel Giant, some Swiss chard, Bloomsdale long standing spinach, and some broccoli. So that's what we've got planted thus far. I started these this morning, but that is my makeshift greenhouse, if you will, for this year anyway. Hopefully we'll be in a lot better situation next year. We've been collecting windows. We actually went last weekend, I guess, to Fort Smith. Somebody had a whole bunch of windows and we got them for like $5 a piece, and we're planning on building a greenhouse out of old windows, just random, abstract, whatever we come across we'll buy and stockpile, and when we have enough we'll frame something up. But welcome to all the new subscribers, everybody that came over from Papa Pepper or from Bobblehead Homestead. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you've had a chance to kind of look back and figure out how we've made it to where we are now. It's been quite the journey with us. But hope you enjoyed today, and everybody try to stay warm and dry with this crazy weather coming in. And we will catch you guys on the next one.